December 9th, 1994, was a day of two bizarre moments. An unexpected comet fueled outrage, and a near miss meteor almost changed history. Let's break them both down. On December 9th, 1994, a small but dangerous space rock came uncomfortably close to Earth. Its name was 1994 XM1, a 5-meter wide asteroid. Now, 5 meters may sound small, but that's about the size of a van. And in space, it's not about size, it's about speed and impact energy. And this particular space rock was hurtling toward us at 45,000 miles per hour. It passed by just 100,000 kilometers away from Earth. For comparison, that's just 1/4 of the distance between the Earth and the Moon. If you think about it in planetary terms, that's like a bullet grazing your ear. And the crazy thing is, we didn't even spot it until after it had passed by. Yeah, Earth nearly avoided a disaster, and nobody saw it coming. It's like a surprise guest showing up at your door. Except the surprise guest is hurtling at 45,000 miles per hour and could wipe out an entire city. Back then, our ability to track space objects was limited. In the early 90s, telescopes and observation programs were far less advanced. There were fewer dedicated resources for tracking near Earth objects. In fact, most of what we knew only really came from a handful of observatories. The incident was a wake up call for scientists. If a van sized meteor could sneak by, what about larger ones? Let's imagine if XM1 had hit Earth. At 5 meters, it couldn't cause an extinction level event, but it could cause some serious damage. A meteor that size, moving at that speed, would release the equivalent energy as a small nuclear bomb. Most likely, it would have burned up in the atmosphere, creating a fireball. But if it made it to the surface, the impact could have leveled buildings and caused serious damage to several city blocks. In 2013, a meteor just 20 meters wide exploded over Russia. Its energy release was equivalent to 30 atomic bombs. The shockwave shattered windows across 6 cities, injuring over 1,500 people. It served as a reminder as what kind of damage even small meteors can do. Today, we're much better prepared. After events like this, the world began to take the threat of near Earth objects seriously. In 2016, NASA established the Planetary Defense Coordination Office. Their job was to detect, track, and if necessary, deflect dangerous asteroids. Various programs constantly scan the skies, tracking thousands of asteroids every year. We even have missions like DART, which successfully tested a method of deflecting an asteroid by crashing a spacecraft into it. Even with these advances, the universe remains unpredictable. Every year, Earth experiences countless close calls, most of which we only detect at the last minute. XM1 was a reminder of how small we are in the grand scheme of things and how vulnerable we really are. It's also a story of progress. In 1994, we were flying blind, and now we're creating protocols to protect ourselves. While the world dodged that space rock, back on Earth, Joycelyn Elders, the first African American US Surgeon General, lost her job because of a single sentence. Her story is one that changed public health debates forever. Let's start with who she was and why her role was so significant. Born in 1933, Elders grew up in poverty, working the cotton fields with her family. But she excelled in school, eventually becoming a pediatric endocrinologist. Her groundbreaking work in health, particularly children's medicine, caught the attention of Bill Clinton, who was the governor of Arkansas at that point. Clinton appointed her as the director of the Arkansas Department of Health. There, she led initiatives like expanding sex education and access to contraception. When Clinton became president, he appointed Elders as U.S. General in 1993. This made her the first African American and second woman to hold this position. From day one, Elders was known for her frank and progressive views on public health. The pivotal moment came on December 1st, 1994, at a United Nations AIDS conference. Elders was asked if, well, self pleasure should be included in sex education to help reduce risky sexual behavior. Her response was simple. Well, I think it's something that should be discussed. But in the political climate of the mid 90s, it was anything but simple. Conservative politicians and media outlets immediately responded, framing her comment as promoting immoralities and undermining family values. Critics accused her of promoting sexual deviance, while supporters praised her for being realistic about public health. The backlash was swift and intense. Bill Clinton, who was already facing political pressures, found himself in a difficult situation. Public sentiment, especially among conservatives, demanded action. And on December 9th, 1994, Elders was asked to resign. She later described it as being fired for speaking the truth. This wasn't the first time Elders faced criticism during her tenure. She had previously become known for her outspoken views on drug legalization, abortion rights, and comprehensive sex education. Elders wasn't afraid to take a stand on issues that made others uncomfortable. While her tenure was short, her impact was lasting. Over the years, public attitudes towards sex education have shifted. Today, discussions about sexual health, self-care, and consent are much more common, thanks to pioneers like Elders. Her stance on self-pleasure, once controversial, has since been supported by health experts. Studies show that teaching young people about all aspects of sexuality can lead to healthier, safer behaviors. Elders was simply ahead of her time, advocating for science-based approaches to public health. After her resignation, she continued her work as a professor and public health advocate. She's received numerous awards for her contributions to medicine and public health. Elders' story is a powerful reminder that standing up for what you believe in often comes with risks, but it also highlights the importance of having honest conversations about health and wellness. She once said, "You can't legislate morality. What we need is education." In many ways, her legacy lives on in the ongoing fight for comprehensive sex education and public health initiatives that put facts over fears. And that was December 9th, 1994. If you enjoyed this look back at 30 years ago, be sure to like and subscribe, and let me know your thoughts in the comments below. And remember, history doesn't repeat, it continues to surprise.